What's going on, Born for Sports? Salute to New York Giant Nation, and it is a good night tonight. But before we get started, make sure you hit that like button and let the algorithm know we in the building. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to Born for Sports. Folks, ain't no one out there that's a real Giant fan can tell me confidently they thought they were going to see what they saw tonight. But man, oh man, am I happy I sure saw what I saw tonight. As the New York Giants dominate, and I want to put this in bold letters, dominate the Philadelphia Eagles 34-17, and now are 2-4 in the season. And let me tell you, folks, I'm a happy Giant fan right now. Because as I said, I didn't think this was going to be the outcome. I thought we had a puncher's chance, and it was going to take a lot in our favor to get this dub. And it was especially with all the injuries we had to our receiver position, coming off just a brutal loss last week. But as much as it sucked last week to see them lose to the lowly Saints, it's this beautiful a way to see us beat the champs, those damn stinking Philadelphia Eagles, baby. Yeah, it feels good. It feels good, baby. And it's been a long time that I could say the Giants have had a meaningful win in our division, folks. In our division. We went the entire season last year without a division win. We haven't beaten the Eagles since the final game in 2023 when in Saquon Barkley's last game as a New York Giant. And we're going to get to that snake in a minute. We're going to get to that snake, that fraudulent snake in a minute. Okay, Mr. Saquon Barkley. But, man, I tell you, folks, this New York Giant team deserves a lot of credit. The players deserve a lot of credit. And as much as I've been on this coaching staff, and y'all know how I feel, and let me just say, my mind has not changed about this coaching staff, what they need to do and get them out of here after the season going forward. It's going to take a lot more than a win tonight to get me off that wagon, off that train. But however, tonight is all about winning, baby. I got the New York Giant vibes, baby. Let's go Big Blue. Cheers to a New York Giant win. Cheers, folks. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I got to give the coaching staff some credit. Like I was saying, I've been on them, but they had a good game plan tonight for the most part. There were some things that I got a little annoyed with Dable and Bowen, but for the most part, this New York Giant team deserves a lot of credit. They showed a lot of grit tonight. They showed they were the hungrier team tonight. And they told the Eagles, get the fuck out of here with that get-right game BS. Y'all going to be our get-right game tonight. And that's exactly what they did. As the New York Giants, let's also talk about this also. Their first win in 10 years on Thursday Night Football. 10 years. Think about that. 10 years in the game and they got one win this whole time. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone out there. I believe it was I think that was the Larry Donnell game where he scored like three or four touchdowns from Eli against the then Washington Redskins. Okay. That was in 2015, a long time ago. But I am happy to see this New York Giant come out and kick the Eagles' ass. They deserve it. Okay. And I couldn't feel any better about it, folks. I really couldn't. And let's break down the anatomy of the game, man. The player of the game for me tonight is the rookie Jackson Dart. 17 of 25, 195 yards, one passing touchdown, one rushing touchdown. He showed tonight that he has that ability to bounce back from a bad game. And he went out there with no fear. No fear. And I understand Jalen Carter didn't play. I understand they had Quinton Mitchell get hurt during the game, pull his hammy, and he couldn't finish the game. But I don't give a shit. I don't care. Because no one cares when the New York Giants are missing key players. So I'm not caring that they had a couple of key players missing. This was an ass kicking from the New York Giants from the start to finish. They showed they were the better team tonight, the hungrier team, and they deserved it. And Jackson Dart really came of age. He really showed me this potential of a franchise quarterback. And I'm going to tell you why in a moment. We're going to get to the comments real quick. Let's see what it do. My God, Money Mike checking in. Salute, bro. He says, we got a motherfucking quarterback, my boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got one. We got one, folks. I'm confident. Listen, I might be drinking a little bit too much of the Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? But I'm going to be honest. I'm feeling good. I see something in this kid I ain't seen on a Giant quarterback in a long time. In a long time, man. All right? And as a rookie. And to me, that shows a lot of what he is and what his potential is. He's not there yet, obviously, but he showed to me that he has that ability to shake off the bad and step his game up. Okay? That was a debacle last week, folks. Let's be honest, okay? 3 turnovers he had. You know, it wasn't all on the kid. He had a terrible fumble, and the Giants had 5 turnovers in that game. And he went out there and dominated and showed he was the better quarterback tonight. He was better than Jalen Hurts. I'm sorry, he was. And Jalen Hurts started off this game pretty damn good. He was picking Bowen's defense apart, but Bowen made some adjustments finally. Oh, my God, hallelujah. He heard me calling. Bowen actually made adjustments, folks, and it worked out to perfection. The zone was something that Jalen Hurts has struggled with all season, and he went to it more in the second half. Now, I would prefer he wouldn't play off the receivers at the red zone so much, but that's a story for another day. We're going to talk about the good tonight. And yes, Money Mike, I definitely agree. I think we finally got one. And it's up to this Giant organization to get the right coaching staff in place and surround this kid with the right tools because he's got something there. He's got it. He's got that it factor. He's got heart. He's tough. And he's got that leadership aura quality that this Giant locker room needed from that quarterback position for a very, very long time. Very long time. He at least has those qualities. Okay? The rest we shall see. But man, it is good to see Jackson start in his first career start against the Super Bowl champion, hated Philadelphia Eagles. Kick their ass tonight, baby. I love it. I love it. Yes, sir. Let's see what we got here. Corey checks in. Salute, Corey. He says, let's go. Fuck them shit birds, bro. Cheers up. Cheers up, baby. We're going to enjoy this one tonight. We're going to enjoy the Cranbrook. We're going to enjoy it tonight, baby. That was a beautiful win and a tremendous performance by the New York Giants. And an undermanned team. Man, I got to give credit where it's due, man. From the coaching staff to the players to the rookie quarterback. Salute to the New York Giants tonight, man. We're going to break the anatomy of this beautiful win tonight down. Money Mike says this was history for the Dart era. Yeah, man. This could go down as the coming-of-age moment where the Giants have their quarterback, and now it's just up to them to do their part to develop him. Now, we'll see as the rest of the season goes what happens there. I'm still not sold on this coaching staff. This does not move me, but I'm giving them credit tonight. Okay, and if they want to win me over, and if they want to win Giant Nation over, we need to see more of this shit from them tonight. I'm out on the defensive coordinator. I'm out on this coaching staff, but I need to see what happens going forward if we got something. And tonight definitely gave me good confidence we do in Jackson Dart, man. In Jackson Dart. Latin 2882, salute. Dorian checking in. He says, G's up. That's our quarterback. Yes, sir. No doubt about it, baby. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yes, sir. Oh, my guy. Jasmine Giant Singh checking in. He says, what's up? What's good, brother? Were you out at the game tonight? Are you out there? I would assume you got out there. I couldn't make it tonight, man. I couldn't make it tonight. Got out of work too early anyway, and I just couldn't do the travel tonight. But, man, I know you out there loving it, my brother. I know you out there loving it. Jasmine, salute. If you want to hop on the show, brother, feel free to click that link, bro. You know, anyone for that matter, but definitely you, brother. Definitely you, man. Yes, sir. Salute to my guy, Jasmine, one of the best Giant fan personalities out here, man. If you know, you know. Yes, sir. My pops checking in. He says, great win. The defense shut them out in the second half. Yes, sir. They did a tremendous job in the second half. I am definitely going to talk about this because the defense definitely deserves their flowers tonight. A shutout performance in the second half, and just what the doctor ordered. Javi, what's up, brother? He says, woo! What's up, my brother Jorge? Yes, sir. I know you happy about that dub, man. I know you happy about that dub. And my God, just me in the whip. What's up, brother? How are you, man?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm feeling good tonight, man. Ain't nothing better than beating the Eagles, man. Ain't nothing better than that. It's been a while. Man, I'm feeling good tonight.
Actually, I'm still in the lot, baby. I'm still in the lot. I want to make sure that every single Eagles fan get out of here.
Yeah.
Get their flowers, because you know this is New York.
Yes, sir. I love it. I love the energy, brother. I love the energy, man. I love it. I know you were out there representing. Hey, listen, y'all. If you don't know who Jasmine Singh is, man, you better find out. This is one of the top Giant fans in the land, bro. He is official with it. If you know, you know. That's my guy right there. And if you're out at the tailgates or any game, you usually catch my guy. He is always around, bro. So tell me about the energy tonight. What did you feel out there, my brother?
Dude, it was insane. I'm like, people are still reaching out to us, be like, dude, this energy was outstanding. Even though there were, I would say there were 60-40 Eagles, you know, in the crowd. Right. I have more Eagles fans. I mean, whenever I actually see, I see a green, you know, in front of me, like besides me. I mean, that's a separate story. I'm gonna talk to my people, you know, next 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now, when we're gonna come meet us in the Niners game, unless they haven't sold their tickets yet. I'm gonna be like, yo, what made you sell? What made you sell to the freaking Eagles? You know?
Oh man. Well, you know how it is, man. You know how it is. It's just they're so close.
Like I said,
you know,
I don't like it, but I don't blame
like
it
at all.
Because we've been bad. We've been bad for not years, for decades, you know. So I don't mind people selling the tickets. I mean, what we seen last week in shit show in Saints, you know, in New Orleans, we should have easily won that game. We would have been walking out tonight from the stadium 3-3, you know.
And we should, honestly, be 4-2 because of that Cowboy loss that we blew, man.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
Thank you. Giants have lost so many stupid games. I have no fucking idea. I have no fucking clue that how we gonna make up to this, you know?
Yeah. It's gonna be tough sledding to dig out this hole. You know, that's what happens when coaching doesn't do their part, and you know, you have, you know, not players not executing when they need to and making rookie mistakes. You know, you can't win games with 5 turnovers. You can't win games like that, and that's what they did. That's exactly what it would have took for them to lose that game, and they did that. But tonight's a different night, my brother. It's a different night tonight, baby.
It's a celebration.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this crowd, baby. People are still trying to get out, and they cannot. Because you know why? Because Giants won a fucking football game.
Hell yeah.
Giants won a game.
Send all those Eagle fans that thought they were coming to have a party. Send them home happy, choking on cheesesteaks, And that fraud Saquon. Get him the fuck out of there, brother.
I made sure to grab enough cheesesteak, before the game, so I can actually choke on them. So I'm good. That's what I do.
Yes, sir.
So in this way we gotta get them back.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh
man,
boy,
this game
actually hit me different. This game actually hit me different.
Yeah.
Rather than any other game, this was like low expectation.
Yeah.
Eagles were favorites in NFC.
Yeah.
Giants just went out, like all out. Like, Giants had nothing to lose. Like, worst case scenario, Giants would have been blown out. Whatever. Everybody in the parking lot, I was hoping. I was like talking to. They were like, you know what? If Giants are 40-0, everybody was saying that same thing. If Giants are 40-0, 30-0, we're gonna leave. We're gonna leave at the halftime. We're gonna leave at the halftime.
Yeah.
Every single person said the same thing.
Right.
Watch what happened. What time is it right now? What time is it right now?
It's 11:51.
Right. Look at this traffic. I can't even show you right now.
Oh yeah, I know that traffic.
I haven't even got out the parking.
Yeah, I know that traffic.
Look at this. This is what happens when Giants won a fucking football game.
Yeah, man.
That's what happens.
Yeah, man. Listen, at the end of the day, this was a game that a lot of us just didn't have high expectations that they were going to come out on top. I mean, how could you? We got basically no receivers left. We're coming off a terrible loss last week. Status quo. You got Eagles coming off a loss.
Yeah. Did you see how we got Jalen Hurts go around, scramble, like all over the place? That guy could not throw. We know that. Everybody knows that now.
Yep.
That guy cannot throw the fucking football.
Struggles with zone coverage.
You know what?
Every time.
Exactly. He struggles, and Scatterboo is a fucking maniac, man.
Bro, he is a demon, bro. I love it. I saw somebody call him the Tasmanian Devil on social media today on Twitter, and you know what? That is so perfectly fitting him. He's like the Tasmanian Devil when he gets that ball, man.
Philly's raving, and you can actually put this on social media. I don't give a fuck. Philly's raving about Saquon Barkley's documentary video. Let's put Scatterboo's documentary video.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! And the timing of that, you know what I mean? The timing of that, they were trying to make the Giants look bad, bro.
I'm crossing my fingers. Scatterboo, yes, he's a rookie. He made mistakes. No doubt about that. Yes, he did make mistakes last week, right?
Yeah, but big for last week. That's all right.
But he came out a different animal today.
That's right.
He protected the football.
Right.
He got that first downs. You saw the last drive?
Yeah, bro. He's taking guys running 10 yards every pop.
Yeah. Dude, that reminds me of Brandon Jacobs, how he used to take like eight guys with him.
Yup. Yup. I when we first drafted him, I compared his running style to Mike Allstott, the old Tampa Bay Buccaneer running back, when we first drafted him. But the only thing is, Allstott was just a north-south runner. Scat has moves. He's got agility on top of all that, which makes him it makes him just a pain in the fucking ass to tackle. And it's all about him just being able to hold on to the football. That was his only issue in college, was fumbling. As long as he has that, man, he's going to be a problem in the NFL. And you could see it today. There's players already talking about him around the league that are veterans. Like, hey, this guy's the real deal. You know what I mean? So, hey, let's get back to the comments as Jasmine settles down over there. Big Task ahead checks in. Salute, Big Task. He says, belt to ass, damn it, LOL. Yeah, this was an ass kicking tonight. This was an ass kicking. No doubt about it. He says, Jackson Dart is coming. Yes, sir. Yes, he is. this is a game that I think is going to give him a lot of confidence going forward, of his ability to play on this level. And I already think he has confidence, but I think him doing it the way he did it tonight, bouncing back from the debacle last week, showed me a lot about what this kid is as his potential to be a franchise quarterback, man. Seriously, Jasmine, what do you think about Dart tonight, man?
Dart was crisp. He knew his assignment. He needs to slide better. That's one thing I'm gonna see. I'm gonna say that he needs to slide better, but that's gonna come with time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Other thing, that's one thing that he can that he can learn from Wilson, that he needs to slide better.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm fine. He made good decisions. Didn't turn the ball over. Amazing thing to do.
Right.
Did not fucking turn the ball over. How many turnovers they had? Eagles gave away.
They had 2 key turnovers, man. We won the turnover battle tonight. That was a huge difference.
2-0.
Yep.
Amazing.
That was the difference.
Amazing. That's it.
And the kid played smart tonight. He wasn't trying to force balls, into tight areas too much tonight. He was very confident with the football.
He did overthrow a couple of balls. That's fine.
On a deep pass, but that's okay. He's got a receiver core that isn't really, isn't 100%. But I tell you what, they dropped a couple of touchdowns on him too, Jasmine. They dropped
I'm gonna point out one more thing. Huge kudos to Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah.
Jalen Hyatt.
He made an impact tonight.
Jalen Hyatt made a fucking impact. He caught few balls, right? That's how it is, right? You give a kid a chance. I always say that. I always said that shit, right?
Yeah.
You gotta give the kid a chance. If you do not give him a chance, how do you know that he's gonna do a good or bad, right? If you're gonna put him on the sideline, right?
No doubt about it.
Forget about the practice, whatever. Practice, everyone's the same, right? It only depends on how you do it at the game time.
No doubt about it.
If we don't put him in the game time, look at Jordan Humphreys, right? They put Humphreys in, he struggled, right? They put Jalen Hyatt in, he caught the ball 7 yards, 8 yards. He drove that penalty that was huge.
That was a huge penalty. Yep.
Penalties that got us a touchdown. Got us in the first and 10, right?
Yep.
It's huge. You may not be a receiver that can actually catch the football, but you got us a freaking first down, right?
Yep. First down, and he drew that end zone penalty, which could have been a touchdown. That was a perfectly played pass by Dart.
I was talking to his dad at the same time, right? I was texting him, right? He's a good friend of mine. If you don't know that, right?
Yeah. You told me. Yeah. You told me.
Right. So me and his dad was talking, and he wasn't here today. He's gonna be here for the Niners game, but yeah, long story short, he was telling me if Jalen Hyatt would have made that one-handed touchdown, that would have been the highlight of the whole season.
No doubt about it.
For sure. You know how that one-handed touchdown by Beckham made a highlight of the whole season, even though we lost that game by like 20 points?
Yeah.
This would have been like that. And on top of that, we actually won this game. You know how big this would have been?
Healthy margin. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
Yep. Yeah, if he would have caught that would have been tremendous. And shout out to Jalen Hyatt tonight. He definitely made an impact tonight. He got some opportunities. And I want to say shout out to Wan'Dale Robinson as well. Wan'Dale Robinson had a very good night tonight.
Stepped up to be receiver one.
Yeah.
Starting from the top.
Yep.
Dude, that kid, even before the half ended, he actually had almost 100 yards.
No doubt about it. Let's look at the numbers. Wan'Dale.
That kid moved the ball. That's it. That's all we needed, We needed somebody who does not fucking fumble and move the freaking ball. That's it.
Yeah.
We just there's one job you need to do. One job.
Yep.
Do not fumble and make the other team pay.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
That's it.
Wandell really stepped up tonight. Caught a real, made a catch, scored a touchdown, got some rack on the touchdown, broke a tackle, took it up the sideline, and scored a big play. I thought that play really galvanized the offense. They really got going right after that.
You know what? Actually, even though we're talking about like every single player, I would say this team actually came out as a team today, because special teams. Think about it. Special team possessions, right? Mm-hmm. Giants held them inside 30 yards every single time, right?
Yeah.
Sometime inside 10 yards, right?
Yeah.
Giants gunner every time except one possession where he had to catch the ball and he had to go out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Other than that, he was there. He was there running good.
Giving us good field position. Yep.
Field position, exactly. Right? So, special teams, check, right? Defense, whole lot more.
Yeah. Yeah. No? Let's talk about the defense. Let me just get to the chat real quick. Money Mike says you can't teach dog, and Cam is a certified dog. Yes, he is. He is a beast. That boy he got some dog in him for real. He's got pit mixed with Rockwaller, all of that. You know, for real. That's the DNA. That dog friend checking in. Salute, dog friend. What's good, dog? What's going on, brother? He says if this coaching staff survives, they owe Dart everything. Oh man, they owe him everything for sure. I do not even think about that world yet. They got a lot to prove. I'm still not sold on this coaching staff, but yes.
I'm not. Dart, I was telling the same thing. I was saying the same thing to Adriana. You know her, right? NYG Fango.
Yeah.
So me and her were sitting together today. So I was telling her same thing. Even though if Giants win today, I'm not gonna sold out on Brian Table and the whole coaching staff just because they had to prove me they can beat the freaking Broncos 8 Mile High next week, and then they go to Eagles and put a competitive game in Eagles. You know?
Yeah.
I don't want to win.
Definitely. I agree.
I would not winning in Eagles because we cannot win. It will be like amazing. It will be from the beat the Eagles twice in a year. You know, that would be like a Super Bowl for us right now. You know, because our team is not where it's supposed to be. But
no doubt about it.
If Giants win next week and show a competitive game against
you're cutting off. We didn't hear you, brother. Say that again. All right. I think we lost Jasmeet there. Let's see if we can get him back in. Let's see here. Oh, there you are. You good? Can you hear me? Yeah, I think we lost him. But as you can see, if hopefully Jasmeet will call back in. But yeah, Jasmeet is excited, and he's right. If the Giants can, somehow string together a couple of more wins, then you know what? Then we got something here. They really realistically could be 4-2 right now. Seriously. And it's amazing they're not. It really is. At least 3-3. You talk about the Cowboy game where they had no business losing that game, where Bowen basically just blew the game. He blew it with 14 seconds left with his decisions on play calling. Then you got the Saints last week, 5 turnovers, and you still lost. You still could have had a chance to win sometime in the fourth quarter. That tells you right there, what it takes. And now tonight's win, the Giants could easily be 3-3, at best 4-2, but they're not, and that's what it is. And that's why we have questions about the coaching staff and this regime. But tonight is a great night to be a Giant fan because we done kicked the damn Eagles' ass. We sent the Eagle fans that got to the stadium home very upset. Now they're doubting their team. They're like, oh, God, like, what's going on? We lost 2 in a row. We lost to Denver in our building, and we lost to the Giants in their building. So, yeah, it feels good tonight, y'all. It feels real good. And we're going to celebrate this one tonight. No doubt about it. Corey checks in and says, boot to asses on them Eagles. And fuck shady ass Saquon. Go make another documentary. That's a fact. Get that shady ass dude out of here. I'm gonna talk about that in a moment. What a fraud this guy is. You know, with the whole I'm gonna be a humble guy and be nice and talk nice, but then behind the scenes, he basically documented how he screwed the Giants and didn't want to be here anymore. But last year we had to hear about how the Giants were so dumb and just basically gave Saquon the boot without giving him an offer. BS. And I'm glad all that came out. The Doc says, Saquon who? Yeah, I don't know that guy. Some fraudulent dude in 26 green. He said, Money Mike checks again and says, Saquon wanted to drop a documentary on game day, so we had to smoke them Eagles. Yeah, I'm so glad, bro, it happened this way. Because we all know what it was about. They were trying to make the Giants look bad once again, beating and beating and beating and beating a dead horse. Beating a dead horse. Yes, he had a tremendous year last year. He got the last laugh and all that, and it turned out he made the right decision because he was, you know, an MVP candidate last year that won a Super Bowl. He had a 2,000-yard season. Fine. Whatever. Now we got to hear it all over again on a primetime game so the world can laugh at the Giants. Who's laughing now, you bunch of pricks? Who's laughing now? Screw you, Amazon. Screw you, Saquon Barkley, for trying to screw over the Giants and being a dead horse for us fans to keep on dwelling stress over this nonsense. I'm so glad it went the way it went tonight. I'm so glad it went the way. And he was put in jail in the second half as well. We're going to talk about that in a second. Sammy Bones checks in. He says, redeem, bro. I feel you, dog. I feel you. Salute, Sammy. Latin says, by the way, getting ready for my trip Coco Rockin'. Hope I'll watch it. Yo, do what you do, brother. I know you want to make moves. Do what you do, Dorian. Aboriginal Sports Network checks in. He says, yo, we won LMAO. Bro, I didn't have high expectations, as I mentioned earlier, but I'm glad we came in and got that dub. Boot the ass tonight. Let's go, baby. And for everyone out there, make sure y'all subscribe to my guys at Aboriginal Sports Network, Big Pat, Kenny, all the guys. Great network. They got a lot of good stuff going on over there, man. Go make sure y'all hit that sub if you haven't already, man. And this is a great win tonight. Columbia, by the way. Nice, bro. Nice. All right. You about to go vacay out in Columbia. Man, don't get nobody pregnant out there, bro. Just have a good time. Nah, let me stop. I'm just messing around. Yo, man, salute, man. Have a good time out there, Dorian. Now you get to celebrate in style. Celebrate a giant win in style somewhere on a beach somewhere in Colombia. Man, that sounds like a good idea. I need to take a vacation in the next year or something, man. It's been a minute. Good job by you doing that. But let's break down the anatomy of the game, man. Let's do that. Y'all already know my player of the game is Mr. Jackson Dart. But I want to talk about the turning point of the game for me. The turning point of the game was the flat red zone INT in the fourth quarter. And that's what blew this game open to me. And listen, Deonte Banks, done. I don't want to see him no more. And I'm glad the Giants finally came to a decision on this little, interchanging of the cornerback position opposite of Debo. They finally made a decision, of course, now that Cordell Flott is the better option, and he came up huge. Cordell Flott, red zone interception of fourth quarter. It came after Dart gets injured. He had to come out for a couple of plays when the Giants were driving, trying to get points, and they had to bring Russell Wilson in. He had to go to the tank, get evaluated for a concussion as he took a couple of hits on that drive. And the Eagles ended up punting as Russell threw a terrible pass with Hyatt. I don't know, they were off the page. I don't know who was wrong, but we ended up punting. Then the Eagles immediately get the ball back. They start driving, and it looks like they're about to get points. They're in the red zone. Looked like the Giant defense was kind of reeling at that point, and they buckled up and made a play. Cordell Flott got the interception. took it all the way almost back to the house. Tremendous play by Cordell Flott. Salute and shout out to Cordell Flott on that play. And then when we got the ball back after that, gave us great field position, and Dart took us back in the end zone with a Scatterbo third touchdown to make it a 34-17 game. That was a huge play in the game, I thought, in the fourth quarter, because, it was a lot of time left in the fourth quarter. The Eagles were making their run. The Eagles defense could not stop the Giant offense whatsoever, especially in the second half. And they scored in every quarter of the game. And that was a big play because, Dart comes in and he gets hurt and whatever. And then after that, he comes back, gets a 3-and-out. And then they go down the field. And Flott made that play, and it changed the entire momentum of the rest of the game. And that was all she wrote. Because once that happened, we took the ball, Dart leads us to the drive, and we get another score from Scatterbo, his third touchdown run of the game, and that was it. And it was party time in MetLife for Giant Nation. So, want to salute Cordell Flott. No more this interchanging at cornerback opposite of Mr. Adebo with Deonte Banks. He ain't it. He's a bust. Cordell Flott isn't a great corner, but you know what you're getting out of him. He's going to compete. He's going to make plays. And he's had opportunities this year where he just couldn't hold on to the pick. That was the biggest play that he made. And he's always shown flashes of that ability. Think about the play, folks, in 2022 in that playoff game against the Minnesota Vikings before the Xavier McKinney stop on Hockenson. Okay? The play before that, it was a 3rd and long, and he made a great play to knock that ball away from the receiver on Minnesota where Cousins had him. And when they were trying to drive to take the lead and score the touchdown. Hey, that was a big play. And he's had flashes. It's just about him just staying healthy. And thank God he was healthy tonight because he made a tremendous play. Shout out to Cordell Flott. Yes, sir. No doubt, bro. No doubt. Enjoy it, bro. Enjoy it. Corey says, Anakin Jackson Dart Skywalker. You already know. The vibes is up, baby. The vibes is up. The force is strong with Jackson Dart. And if you're a Star Wars fan, if you know, you know. I love what I'm seeing, man. This kid's got a lot of aura and a lot of moxie, and he can play this game. Like I said, it's about development and making sure this coaching staff doesn't ruin him before he gets started. So far, so good. He's 2-1 as a starter out the gate, and very well could be 3-0 if he played a cleaner game in against New Orleans last week, man. Shout out. Money Mike says, yup, facts. The INT was definitely the turning point again. Yeah, man, that was the turning point, man, because they were kind of teetering there. Dart came out, and then he comes back in, and then we go 3-and-out. You know what I mean? And then they got momentum, plenty of time in this game. There's no lead safe in the NFL with that much time in the fourth quarter. It's a 2-score game at that point. They're about to skip points. No worse than a field goal, and that was a tremendous, huge momentum shift for the rest of the game. And that was all she wrote. They never recovered. They never recorded. They never recovered there. So shout out to Cordell Flott, no doubt about it. And my unsung hero of the game is Cam Scatterbo. He had 3 rushing touchdowns, 98 yards. A tremendous game for Cam Scatterbo. The Giants' rushing offense was tremendous tonight, as overall they had 173 rushing yards. Jackson Dart, he was our second leading rusher. He had a tremendous game on the ground as well to go along with his 195 yards. Let me check the numbers real quick. Jackson Dart, he had 13 carries for 58 yards and a rushing touchdown, a 20-yard touchdown run. You know what I mean? So the rush game was very good tonight. Good job. Good play calling by Kafka. Good by Kafka and Dable. Good execution by this offensive line. Getting the job done. Even JMS, who got injured tonight, Schlottman came in and filled in, I thought, admirably at this offensive line at point of attack. Opened up some holes. Didn't have a tremendous drop-off. Good job by the offensive line tonight. And by the way, how good is Andrew Thomas, folks? How good is Andrew Thomas? A healthy Andrew Thomas. So I guess now we could all quiet down our worries for now of Andrew Thomas's future as a Giant with his injury history. he's healthy, and you see the domination he's doing and what it's done for this offensive line. But shout out to the offensive line at point of attack, baby. Point of attack. They've done a pretty good job since Andrew Thomas has gotten back of pass protection. I thought tonight was the first time I saw this Giant offensive line really do very well with the run game as they did tonight. And that's a quality defensive line and front seven in the Eagles. And I understand Jalen Carter didn't play tonight. I get that. That's a loss for them, no doubt about it. But like I said before, don't nobody give two shits when the Giants are missing players and when they're missing key players. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I didn't even hear not one thing about Malik Nabers not being able to play tonight on the telecast. Okay? So I don't care. I don't care what. That was their decision to do that. Jalen Carter and play helped us, but good job and salute to the Giant offensive line tonight. They did a tremendous job. And again, it paved the way for Dart for key rushing yardage with the RPOs, and Cam Scatterbo, our Tasmanian Devil, with 3 rushing touchdowns tonight for 98 yards. Could have had a 100-yard game because they couldn't stop him in the fourth quarter, but, Dable called the dogs off and, kneeled it out and stuff like that. But great job by that team. Great job. And I thought the starting offense, man, dominated the Eagles defense on third down. 11 for 15 on third down and their second 30-point game of the season, baby. And, before the season started, I would, if you've been watching this channel and anyone that knows me, I have been talking big time about this talent on this Giant defense, especially the defensive line. And I said it. I said, if the Giants score 30 points in games, they should never lose with this kind of a defense. It should be a rare occurrence. Well, they should have won the other game, we all know, when they had a 30-point game, when they dropped 37 in Dallas, when it inexplicably gave up 40 with terrible freaking play calling, especially at the end of the game with 14 seconds left. But tonight we scored another 30-point burger. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the Giant offense. 11 of 15 on third down. You go 11 of 15 on third down, you're going to score a lot of points. Okay? Usually you score a lot of points and you have a lot of success on your team. And so we got to give a lot of respect to the play calling tonight by the Giant coaching staff. I'm a fair guy. I'm not sold on these guys, but I give credit when it's due. They did a good job tonight in the game plan and the play calling, and the Giants executed very well. It was a straight about face. It was night and day of execution and play calling from this Giant offense than it was last week in New Orleans. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I also want to talk about this wide receiver corps. Now, listen, we all know the blow. We all know the blow of losing Nabers does to this Giant team. I mean, this wide receiver corps is not good at all. I don't trust it at all. But I'll say this. They stepped up tonight. There were some key guys that stepped up tonight with Slayton's injury. Salute to Wan'Dale Robinson and Lil Jordan Humphrey to me. And Jalen Hyatt as well, as my guy Jasmine mentioned earlier. But I got to give respect to Wan'Dale Robinson because I get on him when he does things that really drive me crazy with key drops. One that comes to mind was the Charger game and at MetLife Stadium in Start's first start when we got our first win, when we could have iced the game and he drops a touchdown in the end zone. Tonight he was nails tonight. He stepped up and was a reliable target, and that's all you can ask for. That's all I'm asking for from him. Be reliable. He was reliable tonight. Let's look at his numbers real quick. Wan'Dale led the receiver corps. He has 6 catches for 84 yards and a 35-yard touchdown. Got yak. Tremendous play by him. Dart, looked downfield, made a play, running out of trouble with pressure, found him on the sideline, makes a solid catch, reliable catch, and he didn't go out of bounds. He stood in bounds and made a play, made a guy miss, and ran it with good blocking down into the end zone. Tremendous job by Wan'Dale Robinson. Give that man his flowers tonight, Giant Nation. He did a tremendous job tonight, stepping up with Slayton out. And that's what we're going to need. We're going to need him to do that. We're going to need Wan'Dale to do that with Slayton injury. He missed the game with a hamstring injury. We'll see if he'll be available against Denver next week, as he's going to have a lot more time to rest that thing and see if he can get him right or whatever, and hopefully get his head out of his what and focus and step up as well for the Rook. But yeah, Wan'Dale Robinson gets flowers. And let me say this. Salute to my guy Danny. If you're out there watching, salute to Danny, who called this last week in the last stream we did as well. That he came on the show. He was calling for Lil Jordan Humphreys to get a chance out the practice squad, which I didn't understand why we didn't elevate him last week in New Orleans, but this week was a must. Shout out to Lil Jordan Humphrey, who stepped up tonight. 4 catches, 55 yards. He should have had a touchdown tonight. Only blemish was the drop touchdown in the end zone. But you got to make that play. But he was a presence out there. He showed some physicality. Caught a deep pass, 35-yard. What was it? A 35-yard pass in the first drive of the game that really got the Giant offense starting to hum, getting Dart in a rhythm. He showed he had a very good rapport with Jackson Dart in the preseason and in training camp. So it was very puzzling we didn't elevate him when Neighbors got injured for last week's game, I should say, before he got injured the previous week. But they elevated him today out of necessity, and he stepped up. So salute to Lil Jordan Humphrey, but work on them drops, my guy. Don't be dropping no more touchdowns going forward. But salute to Lil Jordan Humphrey. He did a good job tonight. Jalen Hyatt, 3 catches, 17 yards. Okay, the numbers don't really speak that crazy, but he did have an impact, as my guy Jasmine brought up. He drew a pass interference in the end zone where the guy held his arm, and it led to a touchdown right there. And he had a couple of key catches in those couple of catches, including a first down. So hopefully he can build off this. You know what I mean? He can build off this, and he could continue to get some opportunities, because he should get opportunities. If you're not going to go out there and make a trade, what I prefer the Giants do, to bring in a good receiver out there, because I don't trust this receiver core for worth the shit. But if you're going to get your opportunity, I need to see him do more and more. This was, I think, a little baby step in a positive direction. Hopefully he can build off this and gain confidence in going forward. So definitely good job by him. Let's get to the chat real quick. Big DOXX, my guy. Let's fucking go, Big Blue. Salute, my guy. Salute. Tremendous win tonight, bro. I am just excited right now that the Giants won this game. It feels so good. It feels so good to beat the Eagles and Saquon Barkley. It just does, bro. I'm sorry. It just hit different. It's been a long time, and I'm happy about it tonight, my man. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So, also, I want to mention this Giant D-line was very solid at point of attack against the run. They contained Saquon tonight, okay? They contained him, and it looked like, the Eagles basically took what the Giants defense was giving them, and it looked like to start the game was going to be a long day on the ground with Saquon. As his first 2 carries, he gained 30 yards. But guess what? For the rest of the game, they held them all together to 58 yards, and they didn't give up the big play, which we all know as good as anyone. When it comes to Saquon Barkley, you gotta make sure you don't give up the big play, because he's a big play waiting to happen on any carry. And they made sure he didn't get that. He had only 12 carries and 58 yards. They put him on smash in that second half. The entire Eagles offense was on smash. So salute to the New York Giant front 7 and D-line locking it down on the rushing yards. Okay, as the Giants won the rushing yard battle, man. They outgained them 172 yards to 73 total rushing yards. Salute to that Giant defense for doing that. Salute to them, because we all know coming into this season, the biggest bugaboo we all had as Giant fans, if you know, is the rush defense, and they did a tremendous job against the number one rushing offense in football, and they only gave up 73 yards, and that was a big reason why. Okay, this Giant defense held them in check tonight. Yes, the starting defense, they forced 2 key turnovers, the INT, as I mentioned earlier, as the turning point of the game, and also a key fumble I believe it was Belton that stripped A.J. Dillon, to ice the game, really put the game on ice after that. So 2 key turnovers in the fourth quarter at that, and they held Philly scoreless in the second half. When was the last time that us Giant fans could say we saw our team hold the Philadelphia Eagles to 0 points in a half, especially a second half of the game when it's money time? Salute to the New York Giant defense, man. No doubt about it. That was a tremendous performance for them. My guy Cliff checking in. Salute, Cliff. Salute, checking in. Are you still out in France, my brother? If you are, man, salute to Cliff, man. Checking in all the way from France, man. I know the last stream we did Sunday, you said you was out there, so salute to you, my guy. Hope everything is well. Also, I want to, before we get up out of here and close the show, man, before we do, I got to speak on it, man. I got to speak on this in my unfiltered truth, bro. It feels great to beat the Eagles, especially that fraud Saquon Barkley. Yeah, I said it. Now, let me tell y'all something, man. When Saquon Barkley was a New York Giant, I was a big-time Saquon fan. I love Saquon as a Giant, okay? I wanted him drafted. I was one of those guys that wanted actually to draft Saquon Barkley, and run it back one more year and give Eli a shot to go out on top, because I felt like, we added him with Odell in his prime on the team. We had something. It didn't work out. Terrible roster building after that year when we drafted him. That's on the Giants. What I don't like is how he has just been basically trying to stick it to the Giants and us as Giant fans, and dropping documentaries after we had to hire for a whole year. No doubt about it. He made the right decision to go over there for his career. He won a Super Bowl. He got 2,000 yards his first year, MVP candidate, all of that. You can't argue with the facts. Can't argue with the results. But what I don't like is the slap in the faces that he gives the fan base like us, okay? Because he made it seem like the Giants didn't want him. He made it seem like the Giants didn't even make him a competitive offer, okay? And in that documentary, from what I understand, which I haven't watched a minute of because I refuse to even support that garbage, okay, based on the clips I've seen all over social media, the Giants did make an offer to him, and he didn't want to come back. He actually asked to be traded mid-season in 2023. He wanted to be traded. And this comes after in 2022 where they came mid-season and told him, hey, we'll offer you a $14.5 million deal. And he declined it because he wanted McCaffrey money. Okay, and that 2022 season that we made the playoffs with him. So they franchise tag him after that. And in 2023, they trying to negotiate. And he like, well, trade me. Trade you? But I thought it was, I want to be here. Remember all of that last year in Hard Knocks? Oh, you know where I want to be. I don't want to go anywhere. Yeah. And then you end up going to the Eagles, our rival. He wanted to be an Eagle the whole time. He's a fraud. He just basically outed himself with his stupid documentary. And now they want to drop it the day of because they thought it was a perfect time to do this because they expected them to kick the Giants' ass tonight. Screw you, Saquon Barkley. Screw you. Screw the Philadelphia Eagles, you know that. But screw you, Saquon Barkley, with that humble, fraudulent behavior. He tries that little humbling, Mr. Humble image he tries to portray. But why you can't just say you didn't want to be here? Just be real about it. I respect it more if you just said that. Okay? And then I have to hear him say, well, I would have re-signed for $10 or $11 million. It's just the process. I didn't like the way they went about it. What are you talking about, dude? Stop it. You wanted out the whole time and just say that. And I'm so glad we got to kick the Eagles' ass tonight on the day of that stupid documentary drop that they was trying to use to laugh at us Giant fans and the Giant organization. Listen, I'm glad it went the way it went tonight. You got what you deserve. Screw you. And I hope you learn a valuable lesson that, hey, be real, be a man. Don't smack the fans in the face like that. Because when you were here, we supported you, dog. You're not going to get always 100% of a fan base supporting a player. That just is what it is. But you can't tell me that the Giant fans didn't support this man as a large majority when he was here. So screw him trying to play us as fools the whole time, trying to play victim for a year. Okay. And now you're outed yourself. So screw them and screw what they were trying to pull. I am so glad we won this game. Oh, I got to get this comment in. My guy, John, first of all, let me just say this. This is my coworker, John. I want to give a salute and shout out. He says, Shields up. He is a Raiders fan, folks. He says, Shields up. Great win. It was awesome to be there to see it. Yes, my guy, John, a coworker of mine, had a great time tonight. Brought the good vibes with his wife. He is a Raiders fan, but his wife, Miss Cindy, his wife, is a diehard Giant fan, and her whole family is a diehard Giant fan, from what I understand. And I am very, very happy that they got to sit in the 330 crew section and see a Giant dub at MetLife. Salute to you, John, who is a Raiders fan, folks, but he always shows the Giants love, y'all. Salute to John, salute to Cindy, and a happy anniversary to you guys. I'm glad you guys brought the good vibes. And I told you, bro, I told you this morning, if we win this game, I'm giving you the credit. I'm giving some credit to you guys bringing the good vibes, man. So salute, and I'm happy that you guys had a good time tonight. And I will see y'all soon. Yes, sir. Salute to John and salute to Cindy, his wife, his lovely wife, Cindy, who is a New York Giant fan. Yes, sir. They brought the good vibes, y'all. The good vibes tonight. And I am celebrating with you guys. Big Blue, baby. Cliff checks in before we close the show. Cliff with the last comments of the night. He says, still overseas, going to the Jets-Bronco game in London. All right. On Sunday. I hope it's not too embarrassing. At least I'll have plenty of pub options post-game. Just end the season. Yes, Cliff is a big Jets fan. Shout out to Cliff. You listen, man, enjoy yourself, man. It's not something you could do every day going to a game out in London, man. Pardon me, London. Enjoy the vibes. Enjoy your time out there. Listen, hopefully the Jets will get you a win. That's a good Bronco team. They're coming off an Eagle win last week. Hey, you never know. Any given Sunday, baby. Any given Sunday. He also says, props to the G-Men on that win. At least you won't need the Knicks or Rangers. I like Hey, them Knicks, man. Them Knicks are coming up soon. We're going to have a lot to talk about soon about that. And our Rangers, you know, they're going through a rebuild, so it is what it is. But salute to you, man. Enjoy that game Sunday, bro. Enjoy that experience out there in London, man. So, hey, that's going to wrap up the show tonight, y'all. That's going to wrap up the show. Next week's game is, as the Giants have some extra time off playing on a Thursday night, next week, week 7 at Denver, gonna be a big test for this Giant rookie quarterback, Jackson Dart. That Bronco defense is really good. They got a really good secondary. Patrick Surtain's one of the, if not the best corner, one of the best in football. So they're on the road. This is gonna be a big test for him, a big test, and I'm excited to see if he's going to be ready for the challenge and if this coaching staff can do their part at putting this kid in the right position, man. So, hey, shout out to the Giants tonight, man. They get the dub, baby. They get the dub. 34-17. They dominate the Eagles. I go to bed, and we all go to bed lovely and happy knowing we beat those Philadelphia stinking filthy Eagles. Yes, sir. Beautiful night to be a Giant fan. It might not be a great year for us. We'll see. Still time left. We'll see what happens going for us. Probably not going to head that way. But tonight, we're going to take this one. We're going to enjoy this one tonight. So, hey, that's going to wrap up today's show, y'all. Thanks for everybody vibing with me, checking in the chat. And salute to you guys. Salute to my guy, Jasmeet Singh, one of the top Giant fans in all of the damn nation, coming through, checking in from the parking lot after the tailgate, after the game out there, setting the scenes at MetLife of a good Giant win tonight. and setting the scenes of what's going on out there. Salute to the New York Giants on a tremendous win tonight, and we get to enjoy this one. Beating those hated Eagles, man. Oh, it just feels great, man. But before we go, I ask one thing from you guys. One thing. It's not a lot to ask. You know what I mean? If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like and make sure to smash that subscribe button to Born for Sports. Because, folks, I talk all sports. As you can see, big-time New York Giants fan. And we are in the car, folks. We ride now. Giants versus everybody. No matter how good or bad, we ride or die, baby. And we are going to win. Enjoy this win tonight. I talk New York Knicks basketball. And, folks, I am super hyped for the New York Knicks this season. Our title-contending New York Knicks. Hey, we heard some news this week that Mr. Giannis Antetokounmpo is interested in being a New York Knick. Listen, what's great about this is we don't even need them because we're still title contenders. Even though it would be great to have them, we don't really need them because we're already title contenders. That's something to keep an eye on going forward, though. I think by the summer, or at the very least, the trade deadline. But hey, let's focus on this season. Our title contender New York Knicks, they're ready to rock. I saw they got a nice preseason win tonight. Let's build up and get ready for the first game against Cleveland. Keep it locked, Knick Nation. Knick content coming very soon. I talk about the New York Mets. And obviously, there ain't no baseball in New York City no more because even though I talk about the Yankees as well, they got eliminated yesterday. So we're off that. But I do talk New York Mets baseball. Keep it locked for that content, Met Nation. I talk about whatever you want to talk about. I talk about the Yankees. I talk about the bum-ass Brooklyn Nets. I talk about the New York Jets. I talk about whatever you want to talk about in the world of sports, especially New York sports. Shout out to New York Giant Nation. Like and subscribe to Born for Sports. Let's go, Giants.